Joined here by Nick Parr. And Nick, we appreciate you joining us today.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Hey, so like we were talking, been back now for, seems like it's only been a couple days, but it's already been, a few weeks you guys have been back and practicing and getting everything going. So how's that adjustment been going, being back with the team and being here on campus?
It's been fantastic, honestly, just being with all my teammates. We have a lot of new guys this year, and we've been really just like getting together as a team and trying to stay 6 feet apart as all of us, wearing masks on the field, which is kind of different. But other than that, it's been fun.
Let's say, how big of an adjustment has that been? Talking to all of our student athletes, of course, it's been a different world over the last, 6-7 months. But, when did it kind of set in that we got to have the mask going and social distancing, and now has that kind of become the new normal for you guys?
It's definitely become the new normal. It's kind of hard because when you're out there grinding, you're sweating, and you like waterboard yourself much sometimes. But other than that, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I was telling some of the players too, just think about it. You get used to that mask, then, in a few months, hopefully we'll be without these masks. And then when you're back to playing, you'll be like your, new training. You'll be a new lease on life.
Yeah, absolutely. That really works because we're in Metzger and it gets really hot in there and it's not fun, but you just got to grind through it,
What had you been doing for the, past few months before you came back to campus? Because, after March hit, all of a sudden it's a shutdown. We're not here anymore, and then you're stuck with doing, virtual classes and virtual workouts. So how tough was that to go from being on campus to finding something to do for the past few months?
Yeah, for me it's actually pretty easy. I'm really good with my schoolwork, but other than that, it's just working out. I'm a big person about setting reminders for myself, so I set reminders when assignments are due or whatever, and I just try to get it done as soon as possible.
Were you able to get many, games and, be able to pitch a little bit, or any games over the summer?
Yeah, I played in Wilsonville with the Portland Pickles. They had like their a little league, and it was a very competitive league. A lot of OSU guys, a lot of Oregon guys, kids from UCLA, Stanford. It was a really good league, and it was an awesome time.
How awesome was that? Speaking of that, how nice was it to get to play with, some of those guys and, learn from some things from them and, take it back with you here?
Oh, it's honestly an honor because those kids are just great athletes. I'm at a Division II. We can't really say that we can play as good as them, but I mean we could definitely compete. Our team competed. We had a lot of JUCO guys, and we just competed.
When you think back to last season, obviously it was a very strange year. We're in the middle of the year. You guys, had some games already set back. When we were going to go to Lewis and Clark, the weather couldn't play there. Come back, you get the games in California, and then you come up, we're playing Central. We get the games against Billings, and then that's it. So, I mean, how crazy was it to only basically get a handful of games and then the season being shut down?
Honestly, it wasn't great because I'm a guy that before this year I had Tommy John, so I had to take a year off, go back home, do all my stuff because my insurance wasn't here, so I had to go back home, take a year off of school, be away from my teammates. Luckily, I'm blessed with my parents because they they flew me up a lot to see a lot of home games when I was out. And then I came back, only got to pitch 2 innings, and then I'm done for the season because of COVID, which that's not fun, but you just got to grind through it.
How have you been recovering from your surgery? I was going to ask you that as well, because it's never easy. Tommy John's a thing that happens for a lot of pitchers, but a lot of guys come through good on the other end. How do you feel so far going through all that?
I feel really amazing. I'm about 19 months out, which 12 months out you can start competing again. My body feels really strong, and it's never felt like this before.
How do you feel being at WU, being a guy from Las Vegas? What was your path going to up here to Oregon and choosing Western Oregon?
I had a few schools to choose from, but I chose Western Oregon because the coaches really actually cared about me, and they literally checked on me every week, every other week, every month, just like, hey, how's it going? How you feel? And that really stood out to me. And they found me down in Arizona, actually. I was down in a tournament in Arizona, and that's where they found me. Coach Kai is our old coach. He's now coaching at Yavapai now, sadly. But, yeah.
How much have you enjoyed, too, part of the tradition here? Because, you're coming into a program that, has been winning a lot. You've been part of that, too, since you've been here. I mean, how nice is it to know that, year in, year out, this team's going to compete at the highest level?
Oh, it's an honor, honestly. Our coaches work their butts off to find great guys that just can come together as a team and just compete, and they find guys that are scrappy and just don't want to give up, and it's awesome.
What have you learned from some of the other players that have gone on too? Because the tradition isn't just with the winning, but we've seen players go on to the next level. Just a few years ago with 5 guys getting a shot at the next level. I mean, how nice is it to play with those guys and see them get a chance at the next level?
It's really great. My roommate Alex Roth was drafted to the Pirates. My other best buddy, Brady Miller, he was drafted 2 years ago to the Cubs. But I talk to Alex Roth every day. He's one of my best friends, and it's just awesome because he's down grinding in Colorado playing for the Pirates. He doesn't know when he's going to get called up again because of COVID. They don't know what's going to go on, but he's grinding. He's a great athlete, and he's just a great human being as well.
And last thing for you too, what was it about the sport of baseball for you that got you into it, and specifically what made you become a pitcher?
What specifically made me become a pitcher is I basically get to control the whole field, kind of. I set my own pace. I set the pace of the game. But my dad started wanting me to play baseball when I was 6, and he kind of forced me to play. I wasn't a fan of it when I was little, but I just started up loving it, and it's the best sport I've ever played.
All right, Nick. Well, we really appreciate you swinging by today. It's good catching up with you.
I appreciate
Best of luck, throughout the season once we get going, and we'll talk to you here soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.